First these Daedric aberrations and now you? What trouble has Oracle Mariv dredged up this time? The Great Mage? That doesn't surprise me. He's always had a peculiar fascination with Mariv's talents. My sister prefers her solitude, but we come by occasionally to check on her. When I arrived, the Daedra were everywhere. Interesting. I noticed fresh ink on one of her parchment sheets. I think she was writing something when the Daedra appeared. This vision must have been special to attract the attention of those unnatural creatures. Perhaps, but there's no evidence of violence here. No, I think she sent her message and escaped to a place of safety. Probably the old weird site in what is now the mines of Chorus. It's a good place to hide. Seek Mariv there. Be careful. Those old mines may be abandoned, but that doesn't mean they're empty. Meanwhile, I shall tell my sisters what occurred here.
Yeah! The summoning worked perfectly, as I knew it would. I assume you need my assistance? You decided to utilize the Medallion of Summoning. Very well. Then you might as well tell me how the search for the aura... Let me see that. A little too familiar. It's all in the turn of phrase. Messages, elements, ritual, proper order. It makes perfect sense to someone who knows her well. The weird... Look for items that represent the elements. The weirds draw power from the earth. A pure gemstone. You don't get much closer to elemental earth than that. A cup of water. Well, that's disappointingly obvious. What's that? A feather? Wait a moment. What's light as a feather? Air! It looks like you found... No doubt Mariv wanted us to place the items in the... It looks like you... No doubt... The Sisters of the Weird serve the... I assume they're part... The ritual bowls are over there. Ah, something is happening.
Master Vanus, is that you? You're the one I saw in my vision. I knew you'd be able to puzzle out my clues. But listen, I haven't much time. The Chaos Bringers, they caught me. They're taking me to an Iliad ruin somewhere in Auridon. Bawan, I think they said. Look, they'll be back soon. I have to tell you about Somerset, the green and pleasant island of the High Elves. Are servants of the Dark Princes. They want to use my gift. Get me to hurry! Remember Bawan!
That sounded... not... No. This affair has taken on a completely different meaning. If Artaeum and the Sigic Order are involved, I need to keep the Mages Guild out of it. What happens next falls... Somerset is the ancient home of the High... The island vanished 300... I've done more than enough. I have my Probably the Sigic Order is a monastic society that follows the old ways of magic. I belonged to the Order myself back in the day. Before Yes, I think I heard something about that. I still have a few contacts, you understand. The Sigic Order is a...
it. Free!
Into the foulest realm, or hell. An intruder. The father's brood will deal with you. The court of Bedlam admires tenacity, but only to a willing sacrifice. Very well. Step forward and die.
You! From my vision! Come! Time is short. The Dark Princes have almost achieved their goal. Mephala believes she can reach Artaeum through me. Mephala's magic in... Always said I should visit Skywatch one day. I didn't get a chance to thank you for what you did for me. Even though I sometimes see faraway places and future events, nothing can ever be truly certain. I knew you were coming to rescue me, but that didn't alleviate my fear. I thought I was going to die in Mephala's realm. Thank you. As an oracle, I can connect with other times, other places. I sometimes use that ability to converse with the Psijic Rite Master, to keep him informed. No. You arrived in time to stop them, as I knew you would. Many of my visions flow.
Not that I was overly concerned, but I see you were able to retrieve the Oracle. Care to tell me? Mephala? She must be one of the 3 Dark Princes in You have? Interesting. Then I suppose you're well on the way to... We'll show Mariv the hospitality of the Mages Guild. Make sure she's fully recovered from her ordeal, then I get her back home. Thanks for your aid in this matter. I may not be an oracle, but I have a feeling we'll see... A few of my colleagues are anxious to meet you, Mariv.
I suppose, after I examine your garden and collect my thoughts, if that's all right.
Of course, Oracle. Come inside whenever you're ready.
Move along.
No charge to have a look.
Adventure! Discovery! Join Cyrodiilic Collections! Oh, hello there. Always a pleasure to see a new face. Welcome to Lilmoth, the festering jewel of Black Marsh. Argonian words, not mine. Doesn't strike me as all that festery, but I digress. How would you like to join an exciting expedition? Oh, the most worthy kind of expedition. A journey into the distant past. Not the literal past, I mean, that would be crazy. We're exploring one of the Argonians' ancient Zanmir pyramids to find a priceless relic, the Kajinjat crystal. To preserve it for future generations, of course. So much of the Argonians' unique history has been lost. With your help, we can pull this antiquity out of the mud and share it with the world. Discovery, adventure? What could be better? You've made a great choice in joining us, friend. The other members of our expedition have already gathered near the western gate. I'll be along shortly. I just need to check on a few things. This is exciting, right? Oh dear. Where are my manners? I apologize. My name is Famia Mercius, or Famia Speaks with Round Tongue to the locals. I'm Cyrodiilic Collections' chief antiquarian here in Murkmire. Oh, so you're that adventurer she mentioned in her letters. What a welcome coincidence. Concordia has been invaluable to the effort. One day, I'll finally, just over 3 years at this point. I'll admit, it takes some getting used to, but once you, ow! Ooh, sorry. Once you settle in, you'll never want to leave. Doing your research, huh? Excellent. The local Argonian, apparently, it was vital to some kind of ritual. But that could mean, most certainly, jewelry, idols, who knows? We sell some of these more common items to private collectors. Not for a profit, mind you. Just enough to, for the most part, no, they don't. The Argonians here in Murkmire, they don't see things the way we do. Fine, I guess. The truth is, the Argonians just don't care about their... Well, I do know a little something about how to get along here in Murkmire. The first... sorry, I slip into gel sometimes. The Argonian tongue... The locals say I'm a natural. Anyway, the Wasik Khalil are also called the Bright Throats. They're quite friendly. Artisans mostly. Clever traders, too. Very good friends to have in a pinch. Most of the Murkmire tribes are cagey, but polite. There is one tribe I'd avoid, though. The Deadwater tribe, or the Nagakor. They're Nagas, a strange breed of Argonians with a very... prickly disposition. They don't like outsiders. Not one bit. My packs can carry...
Some work for Cyrodiilic Collections. We pay for services rendered.
You have seen my postings. Word of Zul Motas staked across Murkmire with dagger and nail. You come for the death hunts? I reveal the obvious. They are hunts for death, or rather deadly things. My tribe puts out truth. Varro Hosidius keeps up on our needs as well. Death comes in many forms. Part of Cyrodiilic collection. Good. I declare truth. I rage at marauding black. Enter the ruins. Swift action yields. I reveal an embarrassing truth. No, the Nagakur despise outsiders. I respond with truth. No one knows. Myrgo. I am a skilled hunter of the Nagakur. You would... with even an army.
Welcome to... Cyrodiilic Collections relies on the generosity of benefactors to fund our armor.
Waiting is the hardest part, don't you agree? Of course you do. Which is why I won't force you to wait a moment longer. If my research proves correct, and it usually always does, by the way, then Sophir Cavern was occupied. Oh, probably for all the usual reasons. Shelter, storage, the acquisition of natural resources. Wouldn't it be...
The Saxhleel generally choose to live in tribes based around a history. Lilmoth is a merchant town with no true leadership. That is why there are so many travelers in this town. Deeper in the swamp, the tribes tend to be more isolated and hostile to outsiders.
Professor, can you tell us what an Uzif Biko is? I've overheard some Argonians referring to it, but I'm not familiar with the term.
Oh, well, it's a term used for a ritual partner that performs,
In the dry-skin tongue, you would say nest friend. I am sure you can draw the meaning of such words. You are scholars, after all.
All right, Chuk. Good day, traveler. Is there something I can help you with? Is it that obvious? Yes, I am. Well, no, not really. I've come to ask Sulakish, a former agent of the Shadow Scales, to help arbitrate a dispute. But speaking to an assassin, even a retired one, is a terrifying prospect, to say the... if you don't mind, to introduce the issue, if nothing else. The dispute is between Nurhe and Pahisa, who both claim rights to a nearby salt rice farm. They've already both agreed to accept Sulakish's decision. Thank you, Biko. You've at least given me time to work up some nerve. And please, be mindful to show Sulakish only respect. It would be best not to invoke her anger given her past affiliations. Both defendants claim inheritance of a salt rice farm previously owned by the now-deceased Kimaru. Nurhe, a local trader. The Saxhleel of Murkmire don't exactly have laws as understood by outsiders. Small disputes are handled by an arbiter of both parties' choosing. This could be anyone, though it tends to be the tribe's tree minder. I worked for Kimaru for several years. As a neutral third party with an interest in the farm's well-being, I volunteered to arbitrate. Unfortunately, all attempts at negotiation have failed so far. I worked for Kimaru and her alone. While Pahisa was present, she did little to help the farm. Simply put, the Shadow Scales are an order of assassins that have been present in Blackmarsh since time immemorial. Among the Saxhleel, the Shadow Scales serve Blackmarsh in many ways. Their role in our society is much more nuanced than mere killers. They help keep the natural order of things, as it were. Sulakish has simply I don't believe so. Their order may be secretive about their practices, but I doubt many are so open about their judgments. However, Sulakish has now granted Lil...
Good to see you again. I'm so glad you decided to come to Murkmire. I really am. We could use your... Where else would I be? I go where Famia and Concordia need me. And right now, that's right here. I'm cataloging the latest relics discovered by our explorers, and I need to be quick. Look, I even found a place for the cursed skull. Oh, Concordia's off dealing with benefactors and recruitment back in the more civilized sections of Tamriel. Famia expects her to return soon, though. And where else would we? Famia's a consummate researcher, as I said. Oh, Concordia's off dealing with benefactors and recruitment.
Do you like treasure? Come explore the swamp with Cyrodiilic Collections.
His eyes always look ahead, clearing all their doubt and dread. They who see past yesterday, they who will be Kuvaste. Kuvaste, Kuvaste, that which sparks the needed change. Kuvaste, Kuvaste, one who sees the needed way. Scales of shadow, nothing speakers. Their dark words will be our teachers. Those who herald word of root, mind the hissed and dispute. Spells which come from words of power, sun and rain that grows the flower. Sorrow leading to great mirth, death that then becomes rebirth.
I can't be the only one confused right now.
That which sparks the
If you ever
needed
meet a
change.
priest of Sithis, try to talk as little as possible.
One who sees the needed way. One who sees the needed way.
No need to come any closer, stranger. I can hear you just fine from there. Ah, such a sweet sound. As they say, silence is the music of Sithis. You have my attention. Is this about Chukzu? I've heard him pacing for an hour or so and suspect he seeks my judgment on some matter. As I thought. Very well. I'll need evidence if I'm to properly judge. Speak with the two claimants, Nurhe and Paheza. Seek their truths, yes, but also their lies. Both. The midge lingers. Do you seek anything? Naturally. We are ones born under the shadow. Trained as assassins and given over to the Dark Brotherhood. Those of us fortunate to live long lives, however, must learn to serve Sithis in other ways. So I have become a Kuvaste, an agent of needed change. Many think of death as an end. This is only partially correct. Death is also a beginning, Disputes stem from a refusal to accept change. This creates stagnation. A stuttering tongue cannot be trusted. Right to the point. Tell me, how old do you think I am? Oh, ka. I like you. Yes, I am very old. With age came the loss of my vision. We are one. Right to the point. My, what a charming little liar you
Up to, duck toads, and watch your step. This pier is made from wicker and prayers. I've no time to chat. It is a busy day, and I need to make sure this shipment is off. The shadow scale? I see. My claim on that farm is as watertight as my trading vessels. Kimaru, may she be at peace with the Hist, owed me several debts before she departed. That farm acts as collateral. It is as simple as that. We were business associates. I would buy her salt rice crop and sell it in far-off Senchal. The cats like to put moon sugar on it. When Kimaru fell on hard times, I offered a loan. Unfortunately, that skooma-addled Kuda couldn't tend a crop if her scales depended on it. She may be Kimaru's egg sister, but she cares nothing for that salt rice farm. It would be run into the muck before the next season. As the Dryskins would say, an idiot. You have but to speak to Pahesa once to see the truth in my...
Well?
You're the hero who defeated Seagal and tormented Spire. My respect.
Greetings.
My
From its sap, we gain our life. By its judgment, we end strive. Tribe and Hist, sky and sun, all connected, all are one. All connected, all
That place behind me? Ah, nothing special about it. Just a trap.
fresh meat. More gold for Zadaza when you die.
What do you want? That sniveling little slug. Chuksu was supposed to handle this himself. Well, what more do you want to know? The farm was my egg-sister's, so it belongs to me now. No. But why would she need to? Of course she would want me to have the farm. All I want. Her memorial, of course. When a Saxhleel dies, their lives are honored with the carvings on their grave stakes. If you...
Get yourself a drink. And one for me.
Your eyes are as lovely as muddy puddles.
Speak, hear the hiss, speak, hear the hiss, speak, its
Though the Saxhleel generally choose to live in tribes based around a history...
Years as a warrior of Murkmire have given me confidence as a warrior, yes. But do I wish to use those skills for the good of Nords and Dark Elves? This I am not sure.
How good it is to see a fellow member of the Great Ebonheart Pact. I hope you're spreading the good word about our cause. Could all busy as ever, of course. Until Imperial City is ours, the Ebonheart Pact will not rest. So, the citizens here appear keen to hear of our cause, but none have entered into our ranks. Still, such battles are not won in a single day.
Your eyes are as lovely as muddy puddles, down deep within the swamp.
Is this your first treasure hunt too? I'm so excited. I scrounged up my fair share of treasures in Valenwood, but root caverns hardly measure up to Azanmir. It's sure to be packed with all kinds of treasures, maybe even some delicious new bugs.
Good to see a recruit with a few notches in their shield. Still don't want to know your name, though. No point in getting attached until you've survived your first hunt. Attachments slow you down. And in Murkmire, you keep up or you die.
So, Famia reels in another adventure, eh? This one admits you seem stronger than most. Zadaza gives you 2 in 3 chance of surviving. Fair odds, yes? Ha! Only for wide-footed bumblers. Unfortunately, Famia has a weak eye for talent, and Murkmire is full of clumsy risk-takers. But don't worry, Walker. This one has been on 5 expeditions with Famia, and only seen people eaten by salamanders twice. Only this. When we find treasure, take no more than you can carry comfortably. A heavy purse will make you slow, and being slow will make you dead. Oh, and if you see Zadaza running, you should run too, in the same direction. Simple. Any other questions for Zadaza? Or do you simply wish to get to the running? Ask away, Walker. Our leader, Famia, knows more about the ruins than Zadaza, but Zadaza knows more about not getting eaten by crocodiles. This one will let you decide which is more important. Famia is very smart. Not clever, though. Zadaza risks losing her tail because she is bold, and beautiful, and greedy. But Famia risks all because she loves the lizard folk. Do not ask this one to explain why. It makes no sense to Zadaza. Ha, Rajin's shadow. How much time do we have? Sink sand, poison darts, blades of all sizes. Oh, and falling rocks. And also poison gas. This one is probably forgetting a few things. Just assume that everything in the Zanmir wants you dead. That depends on what you value, yes? Famia looks for this Kajinjat crystal. Zadaza looks for things that are light and numerous. Baubles and ancient coins, you see? Some look for heavy golden idols. They tend to wind up squished or in pieces. Confidence, initiative, excellent. These are wonderful traits that will almost certainly get you killed. Do not worry. Zadaza will ensure that your legend lives on by scooping up your bloody gear and selling it. Ah, Famia arrives.
I'm coming straight away. Just give me a moment. So, you found our fellow travelers. Excellent. Whew, I think we're almost ready to depart. There is one thing I need your help with before we begin our adventure in earnest, though. The ancient Argonians locked the Zanmir up tight, and not just with metal locks. They infused the stone with sun magic. I won't pretend to understand how it works, but I do know that without a potent magical focus, the door won't budge. Oh, I'm glad you asked. There are flecks of yellow glass scattered all over Murkmire. We call them Baka stones, and each one contains a bit of ancient magic. Out in the marsh, I'm afraid. I sent a few of my best people to gather the stones for me, and agreed to meet them later. Follow me. If we get separated, I'll find you at the next stop, all right? Ashraf's bag. Was he chased off by one of these salamanders? Keep an eye out. I won't lie. The swamp's a dangerous place. I've grown to love it, but it can still be terrifying. Dynia? Dynia! That's troubling. Ashraf is new, but Dynia's been at this for years. She never misses a game. Let's look around. That's Dynia's sword. Oh, she loves that sword. Oh dear, oh dear. This is troubling. Come, let's hurry. I need to speak to
You are
someone.
well traveled, yes? Let us exchange pleasantries and word from the road.
A bright throat named Suka. He should be waiting.
Greetings and salutations. Most assuredly so. It is our many grateful thanks to you. You need only tell Treeminder Pavu that well, every tribe has some ritual to celebrate a fruitful... I do not know exactly what you mean, but we do this to improve relations with our neighbors. We are Treeminder Pavu...
Don't you love the way Oh, I cannot afford to squander the fair season. Some for roasting, some for...
I did not know how much like us the Nords are. This brood... Me? I have never been better. It's bonding season. I mean, I'm not planning on it myself, but my head swims like a mud skipper, so who knows? Bee ears. I do not know how the Nords make brew from such things, but I like it. I should have Vetrajat ask her guest about getting more. Perhaps she will accept Weevil Eyes in trade.
My time is precious.
I don't mean to be rude.
Have you seen bottles of Nord beer sitting around anywhere? I was going to offer them to my host for her kindness, but I think they walked off with the rest of my party. Ugh, Orky's naughty nose. They take the beer and forget me.
Thinking, bringing this thing here.
Look at it, Iskanaz. This was Saxleel. It should rest with the roots of the Hist.
That is an aberration. You'll poison the Hist with its corruption.
You're heartless.
I am only thinking of the good of the tribe.
Let the Treeminder decide. I regret you had to see that. Sikat, we found this pitiable soul limping his way to our village. I almost took him for a bog blight at first, but this Saxleel was alive when I found him, if only barely. I tried to help him, but he lashed out and collapsed. He died shortly after. I've never seen anything like this. He's like mud packed too wet, unable to hold its shape. I hope the Hist guides Treeminder. She is never far from the Hist, if it can be helped.
We should leave it to the bog. Surely you agree. Oh, Treeminder, the Ojel, just as you said.
Greetings. I am Treeminder Pavu of the Brightthroat tribe. The chimes spoke of a visitor's approach. Our Hist welcomes you within its boughs, and so do we. I regret that you arrive for what should be a joyous occasion to find only worries and troubles. That is a load off my mind, Bikojel. It is good to know that at least one thing is going right amid all the misfortunes looming. We are amidst the preparations for our tribe's most vital ceremony. Now, a warped and withered stranger has died at our roots. An ill omen for the arrival of our guests. I am troubled, Ojel, because I do not hear what the Hist is trying to tell me. These past weeks, the Hist has been agitated. It has given me signs that I believed were warnings for the bonding to come. But now I feel that I've misinterpreted. It is this clutch that is in peril, and it is you who can save it. The chimes speak of pain. Our children are suffering, but they are not hatched. The egg tenders have brought me no concerns about the clutch's well-being, but the Hist always speaks truth. Go with Iskanaz. See what I am blind to. The only thing I am certain of is the Hist's grief. If the Hist tells me our eggs are suffering, then it must be so.
The egg tenders either can't or won't tell me what is wrong. So, my hope is you will fare better. The Hist's wisdom is infinite, but our ability to understand them is limited. To commune with the Hist is to see, to hear, to smell, to feel, and even to taste in a way not your own. The Hist favors you, but there are other reasons. Secrets kept from a tree minder may be less well hidden from a stranger. They are not suited to it. Suspicion is not in our nature. I only even consider wrongdoing because I must. I cannot turn to our allies for aid either. If they begin to view our tribe as untrustworthy or incapable, the ties that bind us would break. Unlike many tribes, we welcome Ojel to join in our bonding ritual. Through this, our tribes become true eggkin, and we enjoy peace and prosperity as one. Who would bond with us if we allowed our clutches to come to harm? In that, you see my concern. It is the time when a new clutch of eggs is conceived. The egg bearers and sires are chosen, and through the bonding ritual renew the tribe. It is a significant time for any tribe, but especially so for the Bright Throats. We bond with other tribes. Our bonding ritual is more than a simple ceremony. It is the renewal of our vows. To call it off so abruptly, without explanation, would invite questions of our commitment to our allies. I must...
I will be at the beck and call, Treeminder. Perhaps a tour of the Egg Tender's quarters is of interest? It is just up the way. I am Iskanaz, Vovaste to Treeminder Pavu. I am her student, and she is my teacher. Oh no, put that from your mind. It is not a normal occurrence, I assure you. My root brother found that there were similarities, but I question that it was a Saxleal. Maybe once, but not as the thing we saw here. Yes, you understand. I would not wish that terrible fate on any of my tribe, or even my enemies. Now, I don't wish to question your knowledge of such things, but... Oh, Keenum, Mime. We have a guest very interested in our customs. Please, show them the utmost courtesy.
Sorry about the mess here. Got kicked over during the commotion earlier.
Have you come to learn all you can about egg tending before you witness some herb? Smells sharp as the thorns. Wouldn't use it to season fruit, I'm no herbalist. If you're worried someone's trying to poison us, I promise I'm not going to eat it. It is normally quite pleasant, but before the bonding... No, just dries my scales. The eggs are blissfully unaware of all this scrutiny, I think.
You really want to talk to me? Visitors never want to talk to the egg tenders. Did you know that we are the only tribe that bonds with other tribes? It may not seem so from the luster of our scales, but it's strange. Let me see them. Oh, these are just dragon thorns. Well, it has many uses. but we mostly grow it for potions to add in fruitful bonding. Our ancestors believed chewing... We trade it to the Deadwater for their warriors, to give them vigor in battle. But I hear they've been having problems with reproductions. Well, my ex-sister Mina had to lay her first clutch with a copper eye that didn't know which direction his tail should face. But no. We care for our eggs, but the hist guides their development. Not all eggs. They return to the hist. There are signs to look for. Dry shells, lacking luster, thin membrane, an empty shadow. Inevitably, they sink into the roots and fade away. Because they are bright throats. We are shaped. You sure? I could tell you about egg rotation. Well, come back anytime. I only ever get to talk to the other egg ten.
Satisfied with your visit here? There is no rush. Poison? Oh, this is Dragonthorn. We mostly trade it to the Deadwater tribe, but it's a fairly ordinary medicinal plant. Then perhaps we have a traitor to the tribe. To think, it is beyond imagining. Quick, as you wish.
I don't mean to be...
Oh, strange.
Satisfied. Poison? You should visit the... I will meet you at the Uzith, the nesting beds. This is the Uzith, the nest where our eggs are cared for. The egg tenders take every care to ensure that our offspring are healthy and safe.
Can you do this another time, Iskanaz? We're already behind. It's premature for a tour. We still have a lot of preparations to make. True. We're also known for our social savvy, so quit trying to blow bubbles up my bog and tell me why you're here. That busy... Poke around. It's true. What? No, that's not... They return to the hist. It happens to a few eggs in almost every clutch. Sometimes the hist just doesn't believe it's time for a soul to return. The hist takes them back and... No! I can't believe even...
A Nord offered me something called Giant's Toe Mead. It was disgusting, but I pretended to like it.
Stop. I'm sorry. Did you need something? It's nothing. I'm just upset from an argument. I just felt so sorry for him. The idea of leaving him to rot, I'm sorry. No? Why would you think there's something wrong? What? No. No, 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 no. That can't be.
Oh my. Hasara. She's not still angry with me, is she? those eggs were returned to the Hist. Were the eggs poisoned, or was the poisoner's intent to harm the Hist? You are right, of course. Let me think. Forgive me, but the glade is not far. I will meet you there as soon as I can.
Be mindful.
Over here, look! A body in our drying hut. He's really dead. He looks to be Vishkalil. You can never be certain with the ghost people. What happened here? That dead man is one of the Vishnu who would want to kill Hasura. That makes no sense. As blood is my mother, it's true. How could she? Giving our eggs to the Vishkalil of all people. I don't care if they were not meant to hatch. What about Hasura? Let the Vishkalil take her for what she's done. I'm sorry. Hasura, is that you? It's alive. Don't let it get me. Oh. Another of these twisted branches dies among our roots. This is no coincidence. These things must be the work of the Vishkalil, the Ghost People tribe. They make their home in the lightless corners of the deep swamp. Even the brutal Root House people will return Saxleel dead to their tribes, so they may return to the Hist, profaning them in strange rituals that keep souls from the Hist, or giving the dead legs to wander through the murk as dreadful watchmen. They mean to poison the whole village and steal our dead. We mustn't let this trail go cold. This may be our only chance to find the vile den of the beast. All the more reason to keep on the path before us. She may have bested the attacker. This keeps getting worse and worse. If anyone were to discover that we lost eggs to the Vishkala, we'd never be trusted again.
Who's been in my jars and bottles again?
They have an odd, familiar scent. I can't place it.
We of the Root House tribe.
I will try to find the cave on my own.
Oh, I'm not local. I hope you're not looking for directions. I'm as lost as they come.
Watch your step, Ojo.
Just looking at these scales make me itch. Please, let it be my imagination. Never in 1,000 lifetimes did I imagine I would willingly seek out a Vish Khalil's den. Ugh, that smell. We must be near the Blight Bog Sump. Of course, this is where the Vish Khalil would make their home.
I tried to save them. It all went wrong. She promised me she could save them. She promised me we were going to care for them and they'd live. I just wanted them to live. I don't know. She convinced me to bring her these eggs, only to poison them. Look what she's done to my babies. How could any... I know. A mother knows. Rinakal's poison did this to them. Why? Why did she do this to us? It was for me at first. I thought I could make myself the best choice for the bonding ritual with it. When Rinakal asked me to bring her our unseeded eggs, I rubbed it on the shells. No. Is that what you want to hear me say? When I look at those people speak of the Vish Khalil as if they're monsters, but Rinakal seemed warm to me. They don't feel the way I do. How can they? They have been chosen for the bonding ritual. Every day I tend to children that aren't mine. I've tried, but her concerns are always pointed out.
Zutha! More of these creatures among broken eggs, piled up like refuse.
These were our babies. How could you?
Ugh, don't breathe it in. My nose burns from here. Perfume. A terrible odor. It sticks in my throat. take Hasura and go. Surely you've gathered enough to prove how... No. You're telling me these creatures, they came... We are a peaceful tribe. Our village is not prepared to face monsters made from their own flesh and blood. Pavu will know what to do. She must.
It was all a lie, wasn't it? She never intended to. She doesn't even care that she's hurting them. She's using them, twisting them. You think they're alive? Please, we have to find them. Please, just let me love them, even for a moment. I don't know, but if my children are tainted by these vile poisons, we make Renikal's poisons. The trail is headed this way. I found you. I finally found you. Please, let us help you.
Be careful. I'll try to mix an antidote. I can cure you.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to take the pain away. trail leads here. I'm sorry. I just wanted to take the pain away.
It still reeks of the Bright One's poison.
We can't let Reenacal do this to anyone else. I'm ready. I don't care what it takes. It'll be enough to be there and know it's over. I
miss the shade of the deep mire. I suffocate in this cave.
I think we're close. I just feel it.
You wanted to be here when they hatched so badly. Now's your chance.
These were supposed to be our children.
I'm so close. Can't you see that? You can have your children.
Wait! She's not like the others. See? She's no danger to anyone. She doesn't have to be like the others. Isn't she beautiful? My little girl. Nothing's wrong with her. She's just a child, that's all. She needs someone to care for her. I know she looks grown up, but that was Reenacal's doing. She made her grow, but she never cared for her. She never raised her. I'll take her home. I can care for her there. She's a bright throat. She belongs. They can punish me. I don't. No, she isn't ready yet. Can't you see she's scared?
Treeminder, if you saw what I saw, there would be no question.
If you hadn't run, you might understand.
Peace. Here is the one I must hear from. Biko Gel, I have heard much of the tragedy of our loss, and the part you played in ending it. The Hist chose wisely to entrust our troubles to you. We owe... Hasara betrayed us in ways beyond my imagining. Iskanaz is right to be wary, but when I look upon her and her daughter, I feel only pity. You know the truth of this tragedy better than I ever could. It should be you that decides Hasara's fate. I can sense its relief, the calm of knowing that its children no longer suffer. What that means for Hasara's daughter is unclear. Speak to the others. Return when you have decided.
You know it's not true what Iskanaz is saying about her. You know it. He's a coward. She needs the Hist. It can help her. She can't be. She just can't. If they won't accept us, I'll take her somewhere else. We'll have each other. That's all we need. That doesn't matter. I'll love her however she is. If I have to care for her until my dying day, I will.
Please, you have seen the horrors that Rina wrought. She soaked that corruption into the very essence of her creations. We cannot allow... You think me cruel to believe so? I swear to you, it gives me no joy. One day, I might even forgive Hasara. They should go, far away from our tribe and our Hist. If the Hist believes you are right, then you are right. I will have...
This is not a simple matter, nor a matter to be rushed. Take all the time you need. I can think of no tribe that has had to weigh such a crime. There are many who would put her to death for far less. But that is not the bright. It is often easier to clip a withered branch for the sake of the whole tree. But with thought and care, a troubled limb can regain its strength. Hasara and her... There are many interpretations. Charitably, it may mean that she is not ailing as the other, that our Hist does not feel her pain because she is not of our tree. When I look at her, I do not see a bright throat, or even a... We are born of the Hist, shaped by the Hist. And when we die, we return to the Hist, to be born and shaped anew. Can the same be said of this one? Rina Kal gave her life, but can one born beyond the Hist's roots possess a soul? Then I will hear you as I hear our chimes. What is our stream's course? I feared I was being sentimental, but I am relieved to hear you offer them compassion. The Brightthroats have always navigated treacherous waters by linking arms and unifying our strength. Today, we will do everything we can to restore Hasara and her child to unity with the Hist. There will always be a place among our tribe for these two, and for you, Biko. I would be honored to call you rootkin for what you've done for our tribe. Make yourself at home here. You have earned a rest. Come, Hasara. We have ignored your pain for too long. Now it is our pain, and we will overcome it together.
Come, my love. Let's go home.
It will be a long time before the tribe accepts them. Even Bright.
We should look at your child, Hazara. You as well. The healing hut will be quiet.
Give her a minute more. She's overwhelmed. It's all right, dear. Thank you for this. She'd thank you too if she could. We saved one. With what I've done, I don't know. My heart is so heavy it would sink into the black murk, if not for this small mercy the Hist has shown me. If I can be a good mother to her, then it won't have been for nothing. No, I am lucky to have her. She's my reason for being. Zalcise, sacred sprout. It's a name I hope she'll grow out